I hate Minimorph. Now, that's probably not too controversial with how strong Minimorph is as a card, but I don't hate it for its lore or even that it's a cool design card with a Tobuscus reference. But I hate it on a conceptual. Minimorph is a 6-mana burst spell that can transform any unit onto the board into a 3/3 mini-T and silence it, effectively removing it from the board permanently. This could be anything from your big champion or your high-cost follower. Another game has done a similar type of removal system like this in Yu-Gi-Oh's Kaiju archetype. Kaijus, what they did is during the player's turn, you could tribute one of your opponent's monsters without any single window to respond to and summon a Kaiju onto your board. And this created a problem even when it was introduced in Yu-Gi-Oh! I spent all this time to make a big boss monster only to get removed by a unreactable threat. I couldn't have played against this even if I wanted to. And that's what generally feels so bad about Kaijus, and it really does follow through on Minimorph. Minimorph is effectively like a Yu-Gi-Oh's Kaiju with it being burst speed. And that's probably where it's going to get changed if I'd ever change. Burst speed spells are inherently very strong in Legends of Runeterra purely because there is no window in which you can respond to with any spell such as Glimpse from Beyond or Deny, or single combat. That's usually why they're best suited and usually supposed to do battle tricks, increasing stat buffs on the fly. Fast speed spells are usually damage spells, kill spells, or things that would drastically alter the board because of them. And the idea that Minimorph is a burst speed spell kind of flies in the face of almost every other transformation ability, which are not any of them that interact with your opponent are not instant, such as the Shady Character. Shady Character is literally a transformation spell, but it isn't burst like Minimorph is. It happened to a similar card, Unyielding Spirit. Unyielding Spirit was a card that could make your unit unkillable at the cost of 8 mana at burst speed, and it was a grant. It did not fall off. And that was really, really strong at burst speed, but they changed it to fast speed, and it's been kind of a joke. Now, Minimorph, I could very much see it becoming a fast speed spell, but even if it did become a fast speed spell, it would be a lot more digestible of a card to take in. It wouldn't feel nearly as bad because at least you knew that you could interact with it. But for the fact that they can basically take your entire game plan and turn it just to a 3/3 mini-T, and with that fucking face to make it even more disheartening than it already was. Even if it does get changed to a fast speed spell though, it will still very much so stay competitive. Transforming enemy champions, especially on fast speed, into something that they can't use is really strong just due to the limited amount of champion interaction abilities in general. Champions are meant to be something so hard to kill because they're supposed to be the strongest unit in the deck. That's why they shouldn't be able to be taken down just with a quick burst speed spell. Hush was another fine example of why this doesn't work. Hush used to basically silence any unit and replicate itself in hand at burst speed, and this card was a problem. It got changed literally like twice before it to become in the remotely balanced state that it's in, and Minimorph is probably going to follow the same trend, as it is just the same power level, if not even more powerful than what Hush was in its prime. Oko, Thief of Crowns in Magic the Gathering is another similar such case, but it has some notable differences. But even an ability like his to transform things into deer was enough to see him on the ban list. Overall though, I'm probably still going to be using the card because it's kind of too strong not to use, and more than likely it will end up getting changed in the future, so all this was kind of pointless anyway. But anyway, if you enjoyed anything I said here in this video, then maybe consider subscribing, because I'm probably going to try to make more of these in the near future. Also, you can follow me on Twitch, which I stream infrequently, but may pop on from time to time. I have been a lot of recently. That's all for now. See ya.